Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we're going to talk about this special Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y lease. It's got a very attractive lease payment at $250 a month, but there is quite a bit that you need to be aware about and how it is. Even though it says $250 a month, there could be some fees. Well, there are some fees that you might not be aware about that might even come on the back end. And who is this lease really for, and what type of payments it might actually make a lot of sense for? But we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. And let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But let us take a look at this. Let me just triple check the audio really quick to make sure it is good and good. All right, so of course there is now a Tesla Model 3 lease. If you go to the page right now, you'll see that it definitely defaults to 36-month lease first. And at the 36-month lease, it shows a $329 payment. To get this low payment down to $250 a month, you have to switch it to a 24-month term. And I do feel like Tesla is doing this on purpose because they do know what is coming in the pipeline, and that specifically is going to be a Model 3 Highland. We're at least 6 months to maybe even a year out from the Model 3 Highland, so they know if they can get people into a Model 3 lease now, drive it for a year or two, wait till Model 3 Highland really starts to ramp up in production for the US market, that will be perfect time for everybody to get out of these older Model 3s, so that Tesla can sell them, because that is one big drawback with a Tesla lease. And then all those happy customers can get into a Model 3 Highland, and Tesla will still get the vehicle. But that's the biggest thing, and why probably a lot of people feel that this Tesla Model 3 or even Model Y lease is not beneficial, because when you do a lease with Tesla, yes, you're paying these payments, you're paying down a payoff of a lease payout, but you cannot and will not be able to buy out the Tesla vehicle at the end of the lease. So you can't take advantage of any sort of equity pay down. You have to turn in the vehicle to Tesla so that they can go ahead and sell it as a used car to someone else. And so it literally is a rental vehicle at that point. You're just paying basically the same as like going to Hertz and renting a Tesla, but of course it's a lot cheaper because you get to drive it and do whatever you want to it essentially. But that is the biggest thing, is you cannot buy the vehicle at the end of the lease. You just pay the payments and then turn it in at the end of the day. But really, what's the difference here is that with a brand new Tesla Model 3, if you were to buy one today, if you were to drive it for 2 years, your loss would essentially be about the same with the same type of calculations. And so, yes, you probably get the $7,500 federal tax credit, but maybe you don't qualify, or maybe you make too much or too little. And so that's where leasing ensures that you get some sort of value from that. But the biggest thing here is, I'm waiting, if you've placed a deposit for a Tesla Model 3 and you're going to be going down the leasing side, you actually can see all the exact details of the Tesla Model 3 from your back end. If you're someone like that, I would love to see that back end, because it shows you the exact screenshot of all the payment details, taxes, fees, and everything like that, including the exact interest rates. If you're that type of person, please send me a DM. I would love to poke around and see what the back end shows, because I am assuming that Tesla is using part of this $7,500 federal tax credit because they get it, where the bank bank gets it when they lease a vehicle, and they're applying it to buy down the interest rate of a lease, because yes, a lease still has a interest rate, or even buy down some fees or enhance residuals or something like that to get to this very, very, very low payment. The next drawback or hidden thing that you might not be aware about is that Tesla does have a disposition fee. What that is it's a fee at the end of the lease. When you turn in the lease, you're charged a fee that could be $395 a month. But shout out to Owen Sparks. We actually highlighted this post not too long ago. He or they had a Tesla Model 3 lease or Model Y lease, and they were nearing the end of their lease. And this was a post about a promotion that Tesla was offering them to turn in the lease and get into another lease. So, quote, Tesla is offering a pretty substantial loyalty package for upgrading a new vehicle when our current lease ends. In total, it is $2,820 in value. Last 2 months of payments waived, a $395 disposition fee waived, and a $500 credit for excess wear and tear, plus a referral program like the one down below in the description where you can save an extra $250 off, and also 3 months of full self-driving. But let's unpack this a little bit, right? So we just talked about that disposition fee that you usually would get charged at the end of the lease. It seems like Tesla does like promotions and trying to get you into another one, so they waived it for Owen Sparks. The other one is a $500 credit for excess wear and tear. And so this goes to talk about how, like, when you lease a vehicle, it's kind of yours, but it's also really not yours as well. It's Tesla's this whole time, or the financing banks the whole time when you pay your payments. And so if you don't take care of the vehicle, if there's a lot of dings, scratches, if you put tint on it even, they can charge you for wear and tear or modifications to the vehicle. And so they could charge you for trying to remove tint. They could charge you for curb rim repair and things like that. So you kind of have to be aware about those type of things at the end of the lease. You got to take care of the vehicle, just like how if you were to rent a car from Hertz, if you damaged it, then they could charge you as well. But really cool to see that Owen was able to get a $500 credit for excess wear and tear to offset some of those things. And also, like, if you're trading in the vehicle to Tesla and you owe $500 for whatever, they could roll that into the next lease as well. I've not confirmed if Tesla does that, but other dealerships do that with turning in a lease and rolling that negative repair equity into the newest lease. So those are really the top three. So the first thing is disposition fee you might not be aware about. It's $395. The second one is harsh penalties if there's wear and tear. And the last one, at the moment, currently today, there is no lease buyout for leasing a Tesla. But I would imagine if Tesla really, really, really wants to sell these Model 3s and Model Ys, then I could easily see them waiving that buyout and getting into the leasing game a lot more, because I know a lot of people are waiting on the sidelines. They see this low payment, but they want that option to be able to buy it out at the end of the day. Even if Tesla were to add like a lease buyout fee, it might even make a lot of sense to offset some of it so that they could clear the vehicles off their books and get it out into the ecosphere. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into the next topic. But if you're looking for the lowest monthly payment on your Tesla, that's where channel sponsors like Tenet come into play. Tenet is a approved Tesla financing partner and allows you to get the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla. They can do this because they defer a portion of the loan, maybe even this $7,500 federal tax credit. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month.